All right. Hi, everybody. It's Saturday again. It's been a little while. This time it's October 27th, 11:46 in the morning here on the East Coast of the United States. And I'd like to read from Exodus chapter 21, verses 18 through 21, and also play a little bit about when Ron Wyatt found the crucifixion site of Jesus Christ in the 1980s. And let's get into that right now. Welcome, everybody. All 0 or 1 or 2 of you at this point who are watching this. But hopefully, at least at some point in time, somebody will find some value in these recordings. And here's a little from Ron Wyatt's series, or the series about Ron Wyatt's discoveries, called Revealing God's Treasure.
Golgotha, where they crucified him. Making our way through the garden, we come to an observation deck overlooking the place of the skull.
Good timing on that horn. There it is. The
We
skull.
can see the 2 eye sockets and the nose.
Hard to believe this has gotten so many views on YouTube.
A side profile of the skull clearly shows us a definite nose bridge.
So few views on YouTube. Not that many.
We make our way back to the garden area. Now, in the place where he was crucified, there was a garden, and in the garden a new tomb, in which no one had yet been laid. There is evidence of this area having been a garden in Jesus' day. Here we see this ancient wine press, which is the 3rd largest in the Jerusalem area. Undoubtedly, a vineyard must have been in this area.
Undoubtedly, the vineyard of Christ and his teachings was in that area. And we'll get back to that in a second. Let's read from the Old Testament. Exodus chapter 21, verses 18 through 21, starting with the John Wycliffe version of the Bible, the first translation of the Bible into English that I've heard of, and I think that is recognized as such. If men chiden, and the t'other smite his neighbor with a stone, either with the fist, and he is not dead, but liggeth in the bed, if he riseth and goeth forth on his staff, he that smote shall be innocent. So nevertheless that he restore his travels and costs in liches. He that smiteth his servant, either handmaid with a yerd, and they been dead in his hand, shall be guilty of crime. So that if the servant overlayeth a day, either twain, he shall not be subject to pain that is of death, for the servant is his cattle. And now from King James. If men strive together, and one smite another with a stone or with his fist, and he die not, but keepeth his bed, if he rise again and walk abroad upon his staff, then shall he that smote him be quit. Only he shall pay for the loss of his time, and shall cause him to be thoroughly healed. And if a man smite his servant or his maid with a rod, and he die under his hand, he shall be surely punished. Notwithstanding, if he continue a day or 2, he shall not be punished, for he is his money. And so ends the reading. So here they've translated cattle to money. Cattle's a little more offensive to our modern standards, and King James changed it there too. But comparing people to money or comparing people to cattle, I don't know. Basic principles, I guess, are the same. Alright, let's very shortly, Ron Wyatt is going to explain his experience when he found these items.
Another interesting feature is this depression, which has been cut out of the bedrock for early Christians to sit on the stone ledge and practice the service of humility, or foot washing.
Look at that trench.
A large stone would have been rolled in this track and would have covered the entrance to the tomb.
Remember, a stone was rolled away when Jesus rose after being crucified?
And he laid him in a tomb, which had been hewn out of the rock, and rolled a stone against the door of the tomb. So they went and made the tomb secure, sealing the stone. To the left of the tomb entrance is the end of a broken iron shaft that was driven into the escarpment by Roman guards to prevent the stone from being rolled backwards and opening the tomb. On resurrection morning, a powerful heavenly angel easily broke off this iron rod and rolled the stone back, opening the tomb.
Wow.
But when they looked up, they saw that the stone had been rolled away, for it was very large.
13 foot 2 inches, he measured it. 2 foot wide.
Measuring the distance between the iron rod and the stone ledge to the right, the distance is 13 feet. This would be
2
the
inches.
size of the extremely large rolling stone. As we enter the tomb, the first chamber to our left is the weeping chamber.
And these are holy grounds.
As we look to the right, we can see one crypt that has been used.
That's it.
The area for the feet was cut out, lengthening the space for burial.
Jesus was taller than
This is
Joseph
where
of
the Son
Arimathea.
God rested after having lived a selfless and sinless life for us. To the right is an unused crypt. Then we pan back over to the used crypt where angels sat at either end after Christ had risen.
Wow. Okay. I pulled up this scene before I started this video. Just reminds me of the ancient struggle of opposing the dragon, which is a very metaphoric and biblical way of good versus evil. Of course, in today's worlds, we have all these secret societies with Knights Templar and Freemasons and Illuminati, and they're a corrupt and perverse representation of the true spirit of the knight, the chivalrous and noble knight who would stand with God and against the forces of evil and fight the good fight on behalf of everyone.